See, when a lot of people talk about or have a sign up that says homeless, please help, I always try to inform the person that the people is the reason why you're homeless. Because their greed, their greed and their lack of care and compassion for humanity is what keeps them in that state. So homelessness is not their problem, the person's, the individual's problem. Homelessness is the problem of the world collectively, because the world collectively has an ability to do something about it. Every time I get off work, I pass by this man right here, and um, he lives outside, man, and it's cold as all outdoors out here. Right across the street, there's a shelter. I believe this is a shelter. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm I don't even know, but it's a shelter right across the street. There's apartments all up and down here. Some without any inhabitants, some without any um, any nobody's investing in them. Then right across the street, here you have a huge church, a big church right here, big cathedral. I think this is called the Cathedral of Saint um, John the Baptist. But this is not this man's problem. You know, that's not his problem. This is a human problem. Until we understand that homelessness is a problem that humanity has to address collectively, then you're not dealing with humanity on human terms. See this man, all this stuff, and prosthetic leg. You know what I'm saying? You and he has the ability to work. You see? So we should make it our duty to start putting these people in homes, whether they're single occupancy rooms or whether they're, full apartments. We have the ability to do that because we deal with a certain thing called greed, which prevents us from doing that. Now that we know that, now that that's on um, and right in front of you, now that that's been presented to you as humans, what are we going? It's cold out here, like it's literally cold out here, and you see, I'm walking with the moon, but it's cold out here. What are we going to do about this situation? Because homelessness is not their problem, it's our problem. Because you have greedy people that want more than what they should have, and that creates an imbalance to the point where some people that just want a little bit, he want a little, got a man has a little corner, and he's content with that. He's not up complaining, he's not out here crying, he's not saying, ooh, it's cold out here, but it's cold out here. And all he wants is just a little bit. He just wants a little bit, while you want everything that you could possibly set your eyes on. That's not righteous. That's not right. That's not what God will want for. I mean, that's not what God will want for humanity. That's not. That's not right. Where every day, every Wednesday and every Friday, a person could win $100 million, while there's a person right here on the street. You see, he had brooms. He's willing to work. He's willing to clean all this stuff up right here. All this stuff this man is willing to clean up. All of it. He can, and with one leg. So we have to find jobs for them that they can do within their means. Each according to his ability, each according to his need. So if this man needs a place, one of these places up here, or right here, there's many of them. I'll pass by abandoned buildings. Like right now, I'll pass by abandoned buildings, abandoned apartments. Um, Look, this is abandoned. This is, you know what I mean? All this stuff is abandoned. But why we can't use our heads and come together and put an end to certain problems that humanity is confronted with? Homelessness is one of them. Hunger, being starvation, being some people not having food is another one. You know, these grocery stores, these fast food restaurants, all these people, they waste thousands and almost millions of dollars of food on a daily basis. And we can't come to no kind of resolution to the point where we take care of ourselves. If we take care of homelessness, that's humanity taking care of itself. You're waiting for somebody to do something about it that they're not ever going to walk past this guy. They're never going to walk past people like that, you know? So these are things that we have to deal with ourselves. Because if we don't, then who's going to deal with them? Who? Nobody else has to you know, live amongst that. Nobody else has to walk past that. Nobody that's in Hollywood or, you know, these super duper rich people don't have to walk past them. So that's not their problem. But they live amongst us. So us seeing that becomes our responsibility. And because we can respond to that. You know, sure, they might own the buildings, but we live out here with the buildings. And the buildings are normally occupied by us. So the same way they put schools up for the children, they could put apartments up to house homeless people. This is the thing. You don't give the homeless, you know, apartments for nothing. You give them the apartments, make them wards of the states or wards. If they have no identity, give them identity, because, you know, they do that when certain people come, certain foreigners come over here who don't have any identity. They give them identities, and they'll work for the city. They'll work for the state. You know, like this area right here, make sure this is your responsibility. Now we put a face on this. If this area is looking crazy, hey Hector, why is this looking crazy like this out here? You know, give these areas faces. But you got a workforce that can take care of all the stuff that, you know, people don't want to take care of. You have a workforce for that. You have a workforce for this, you know. Let them earn their keep. Make them a part of your society, and you'll further advance your civilization, because you got people working from the ground up. You have the lower class, and you have the middle class, then you have those that really just, you know what I mean, they don't really care to have much. So if they don't care to have much, you should not even, you know, want to restrict them from having anything. So yeah, we have our work cut out for us. And, you know, it's not that I don't hear or see anybody addressing the problem, but the way that we're going about, you know, homelessness and stuff like that, shelters, it hasn't, you see that it's not really effective, because homelessness still exists. We'll blame it on drugs, or we'll blame it on mental illness, but the mental illness is humanity. Humanity has a mental illness, and it's part of greed. It's part of greed, and sometimes what you believe. Because if you really believe that you are here to do God's work, but you allow certain things to transpire, but you go about it the same way and it has proven ineffective, then you have to find new approaches to combat certain situations. And that's one of them. It's nothing. It is nothing. You have apartments. These people make and build apartments like nothing. Like nothing. And we can't house and employ the homeless to further humanity, to further or to make humanity a little bit more prosperous. We can't. We doing good, but they doing bad. As long as they doing bad, guess what? We doing bad collectively. All of us. It don't matter what you got. You could get a new car, you could get a new house, you could win the lottery, you could win $1 million, you could win $1 trillion. But as long as there's a group of people here that's doing bad and they call themselves a human and you're a human being as well, as long as they're doing bad, you doing bad too.